Buenos dias. How are we? Let's have some more fun. The 7 wonders of the world. The pyramids of Egypt, the hanging gardens of Babylon, the statue of Zeus in Olympia, the temple of Artemis at Ephesus. Artemis going up soon, isn't it? The mausoleum at Halicarnassus, the Colossus of Rhodes, and the lighthouse at Alexandria. Right, game. So pick the odd one out. There is one. It's the odd one out competition. You've got 7 there. Which is the odd one out? All right, come on. Nobody? All right, here we go. The pyramids of Giza. It is the odd one. It's the one that doesn't belong there. Do we know why? Oh, nearly knocked that 4.5 billion year old rock off of the table. So do we know why it's the odd one out? Bueller, 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 Bueller. It's the odd one out because it is the only thing there to have ever existed. None of the others have ever existed. Nobody's ever seen them. Myths, legend. I shouldn't really need to go into it more than that. You should be able to look it up, shouldn't you? None of the others ever existed. The Colossus and the lighthouse at Alexandria. They did not ever exist. The only wonder of the world is the pyramids. They are the only wonder of the world. Bloody, all of it myths, lies. And they have been submerged. That should be quite obvious. One quick zoom in. That one there. Right? See that? They have been submerged. It's so obvious. Look, I will curl up in pain. Right. Nobody is able to claim the age of anything. It is not possible. Uranium-238 has a half-life of 4.5 billion years. In that case, it has a full life of 9 billion years. Doesn't it? So, where do we go from here? If you know the half-life of something, if you times it by 2, you have the full life of it. It is an absurdity. Decay rates. Let me prove to you that you are believing something illogical and that you cannot work out. That is 4.5 billion years old. That is 1 million years old. That it's 4.5 billion years old. All right? This one is 1,000,000 years old. Now, giving you a piggyback, you now know how old both of these rocks are. So side by side, go through the process with your half-life of 4.5 billion and anything else you want to do. Go through the process. You have to go through the same process with both, I would presume, right? And tell yourself that you can find logical steps which enabled you to find out how old both of these rocks were, right? Or are. That is 4.5 billion years old. Telling you how old it is. Now go through the process. What process did you use to come to this conclusion? And the same with this, but it's only 1,000,000 years old. What was the process that you used to come to that conclusion? Don't just go, it's a decay rate. Do the decay rate. How many of something decayed? And how many of something decayed in this one? Where do you think it gets to the stage where it tells you how old these things are if you don't know how old they are? You know the half-life of something, you times it by 2. Is that not 2 half-lives equals 1 life? Why does it start going from a half to another half, which is then a quarter of a life? Would you not just multiply that quarter times 4? That will give you a whole life again. But it's decaying into something else, isn't it? So if it's decaying into something else, how do you know what that other thing, what was its full life to start with? You're back at the same step again. It is not logical. It is a mind fuck, and not a very clever one. Not for the mind. You will not find any logic in the half-life to a quarter of a life, to an 1/8, to a 16th, or anything else. Nobody knows how old a rock is. It is not logical. It is not possible using the 1 + 1 = 2 logic. Work those out. You already know how old they are. Now all you've got to do is retrace your steps. 4.5 billion and 1,000,000. It is not possible. It's illogical. Nobody will come up with a logical explanation, a 1 + 1 = 2. We don't want to hear, if you do this by that, and if you do that by the other, and the other has decayed, come up with the numbers. It's 4.5 billion years old. Backtrack. How did you get to 4.5 billion? How did you get to 1,000,000 years old? It is not possible. It is a lie. Same as carbon-14 dating. It is illogical. You need to know how old something is to find out how old something is. Decay rates. Just another lie. Slam dunk. Exactly the same as trying to prove or explain how a solar eclipse can work with finite light. It cannot. You cannot find the age of a rock with the half-life analogy. It's ridiculous. Multiply it by 2. Laters.